What would you do if you woke up to find your family had betrayed you in the worst way imaginable? I was 22, lying in a hospital bed, my body battered from a car accident that left me in a coma for 3 weeks. When I finally opened my eyes, groggy and weak, I expected relief, maybe even love, from my parents. Instead, I found a truth so bitter it burned deeper than any physical pain. My parents, the people I trusted most, had stolen $65,000 from my savings money I'd scraped together from years of late-night shifts and sacrificed dreams. Worse, they used it to buy my sister, Claire, a shiny new Tesla, as if my life's work was just a means to her luxury. But I didn't break. I got even. The accident wasn't my fault. A drunk driver ran a red light, smashing into my beat-up sedan on my way home from work. I don't remember much, just the screech of tires, the world spinning, then darkness. When I woke, my parents were there, their faces tight with worry. Or so I thought. They hugged me, said they'd been praying for me, but something felt off. Their eyes darted away when I asked about my recovery, my future. Claire, my younger sister by 2 years, wasn't even there. She's busy, Mom said, brushing it off. Busy with what? I wondered. Days later, still shaky and tethered to IVs, I checked my bank account from my hospital bed. My heart stopped. My savings $65,000, every penny I'd earned since I was 16 was gone. Panicked, I called my bank, thinking it was a mistake. The representative's voice was calm, detached, as she explained the transfers. My parents, listed as emergency contacts on my account, had withdrawn the money while I was unconscious, claiming it was for medical expenses. But I had insurance. The hospital bills were covered. So where was my money? I confronted them that evening. Dad shifted uncomfortably, avoiding my gaze, while Mom's voice turned sharp. We needed it, Emma, she said. Claire deserved something nice after all the stress. Stress? I was the one in a coma. Then it came out. They bought Claire a Tesla Model 3, a gleaming status symbol parked in their driveway. Claire, who never worked a day in her life, who flitted through college on their dime, was now driving my dreams. You'll earn it back, Dad muttered, as if my years of sacrifice were nothing. I felt like I'd been punched. My own parents had robbed me, and they didn't even flinch. Anger simmered, but I didn't scream. I planned. They thought I was weak, broken by the accident, but they underestimated me. I'd always been the responsible one, the one who held things together while Claire played the golden child. If they wanted to play dirty, I'd show them I could play smarter. First, I secured what was left of my life. I changed every password, removed my parents from my accounts, and set up alerts for any activity. Then I dug deeper. My parents weren't just careless, they were reckless. I found out they'd been dipping into my account for months, even before the accident, siphoning small amounts for family expenses. The Tesla was just the final blow. But I also discovered something else. Dad had been hiding income from his side business, avoiding taxes. It was leverage, and I wasn't afraid to use it. I waited until I was discharged, my body still aching, but my resolve ironclad. At home, I played the part of the recovering daughter, quiet and obedient, while I gathered evidence. Bank statements, transaction records, even emails between my parents bragging about their smart move. I hired a lawyer with the little credit I had left, a tough woman named Rachel who saw the fire in my eyes and took my case pro bono. You're not just getting your money back, she said. You're getting justice. The plan was simple but devastating. Rachel filed a lawsuit against my parents for theft and breach of fiduciary duty, using their own paper trail against them. I also tipped off the IRS about Dad's unreported income. The day the lawsuit papers were served, I was there, standing in the driveway next to Claire's Tesla. Mom's face went pale, and Dad stammered, but I didn't waver. You thought I'd let this go? I said. You took everything from me. Now you'll pay. The fallout was swift. The IRS audit hit them hard, freezing their assets. The lawsuit forced them to sell the Tesla to cover legal fees, and Claire, for once, faced consequences. She had to get a job. My parents tried to guilt me, calling me ungrateful, but I stood firm. The court ruled in my favor, and I got my $65,000 back, plus damages. But it wasn't just about the money. It was about reclaiming my worth, proving I wasn't invisible. I moved out, cut contact, and started over. The money rebuilt my life: new apartment, new car, a fresh start. I forgave, in my own way, but I never forgot. Betrayal cuts deep, but it also teaches you who you are. I'm Emma, the girl who fell, got robbed, and rose stronger. And I'll never let anyone take that from me again.